Did you know that former President Donald Trump had a terrifying message for Christians? That's right. Despite being known for his political stance, he's also been vocal about his Christian faith. During his time in office, he mentioned God more times than some other presidents did during the same period. Now, with all the crazy stuff happening around the world, could this message be about the end times? Is it signaling something bigger, like the rapture? Well, you'll have to stick around until the end of this video to find out. Let's dive in and uncover the truth together. In Donald Trump's worldview, God holds a significant place. He proudly expresses his reliance on God and emphasizes the importance of faith. When questioned about his faith, Trump turns to Jesus as a source of security and confidence. He views Jesus as a symbol of bravery and courage, providing him with assurance in times of need. Trump finds solace in the Christian religion, which he considers crucial to his life. He emphasizes his total reliance on Jesus Christ, indicating a deep-rooted trust in his faith. He openly discusses his faith in public settings, such as addressing a graduating class at a Christian university. He underscores the significance of faith over government, advocating for a culture of worshiping God rather than human institutions. For Trump, Jesus Christ represents the ultimate source of strength and hope. He encourages fellow Christians to remember and adhere to their faith, portraying Jesus as a timeless figure of guidance and inspiration. He expressed his strong opinions about those he believed were harming the country, world leaders, both good and bad, and the sick thugs in the U.S., who, in his view, were responsible for various issues like open borders, inflation, Afghanistan surrender, and more. Trump remarked, "May they rot in hell." Again, Merry Christmas. These unconventional Christmas posts were part of a series shared by Trump, who is currently leading as the frontrunner for the Republican nomination in the upcoming 2024 presidential race. Further in the post, he mentioned Russia-Ukraine, suggesting a potential approach involving withholding military aid and pressuring Ukraine into negotiations, which could involve concessions to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Despite focusing on personal grievances, Trump maintains a strong lead in the GOP presidential primary and matchups against President Joe Biden. In another post, Trump shared a scene from the movie Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, where he had a brief cameo in 1992. Additionally, he criticized former President Barack Obama's Affordable Care Act, stating, "Obamacare is too expensive and otherwise not good health care. I will come up with a much better and less expensive alternative. People will be happy, not sad." Despite facing legal challenges, Trump continues to gain popularity in the Republican presidential nomination contest. A recent Fox News survey indicates that fewer than one-third of GOP primary voters support all his rivals combined. As Trump looks ahead to the next year, he faces the dual challenges of managing 4 criminal trials with a total of 91 felony counts and running a presidential campaign. Trump's legal team is actively working to delay or dismiss the cases. Recently, they requested an appeals court to dismiss the 2020 federal election interference case against him, citing presidential immunity grounds. Earlier also, Trump gave a surprising message to Christians. In a 2/1/21 Christmas message to Christians in Dallas, former U.S. President Donald Trump highlighted the significance of Jesus Christ to the American people, addressing a crowd of 4,000 at First Baptist Church, Dallas. On December 19th, Trump spoke during the church's Christmas worship service. Emphasizing the timeless message, he quoted the angel's proclamation to humble shepherds about the birth of Jesus, saying, "For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord." Trump expressed the need for a savior in the country's current circumstances, saying, "Our country needs a savior right now, and our country has a savior, Rogue, and it's not me. That's somebody else much higher up than me. Much higher." During his 10-minute Christmas greeting, Trump also touched on political concerns, including the withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan, immigration, and inflation. He expressed his worry that the United States was in great trouble under its current dark cloud of leadership. Trump credited key historical moments to the church and Jesus' example, noting, "The life and death and resurrection of Jesus Christ forever changed the world." He emphasized the profound influence of Jesus' teachings on the nation's miraculous founding, overcoming civil war, abolishing slavery, defeating communism and fascism, and achieving boundless heights of science and discovery. Reflecting on these achievements, Trump asserted, "None of this could have ever happened without Jesus Christ and his followers and his church. None of it." Concluding the message, he reminded the audience that Jesus Christ is the ultimate source of strength and hope, both in the present and throughout history. And we have to remember that Jesus Christ is the ultimate source of our strength and of our hope, and here and everywhere, and for all time. Not only this, but he also called himself the King of Israel. Following these, there's another aspect to his remarks. In the Oval Office, Trump made comments about Jewish people, particularly those in the United States, who predominantly support the Democratic Party. He suggested that if Jews vote for Democrats, they're either not very smart or not loyal, given that about 70% of American Jews align with the Democratic Party. However, Trump found support from some Israelis whom he referred to as the real Jews. According to Trump, these Israelis adore him and have even called him the King of Israel and the Chosen One. This admiration from Israelis was connected to Trump's trade war with China, with some viewing him as a leader chosen for that specific purpose. During discussions about the trade war, Trump expressed the belief that it should have started earlier, even under previous presidents. Looking up at the sky, he declared, "I am the chosen one." On his Truth Social account, Trump hinted at the idea of becoming the Prime Minister of Israel, urging Jewish people in the U.S. to be more thankful for his contributions to Israel. While the reasons for Trump's comments remain unclear, it's noteworthy that he has made similar statements about Jewish people since his presidency began in 2016. In his Truth Social post, Trump claimed that no president has supported Israel as much as he did, pointing out that evangelicals seem to favor him more than U.S. Jews do. He concluded by stating that American Jews should appreciate what they have in Israel before it's too late. So, in all these messages, Trump talked about some other leader or tried to defame someone. He even called himself the king. Does this mean he is an antichrist? Is he warning people with his words? Discussing whether Donald Trump could be the antichrist involves considering biblical prophecies and various viewpoints. One debated aspect is the Antichrist's ethnicity, with some suggesting Jewish descent or a connection to a revived Roman Empire. According to interpretations proposing a Jewish Antichrist, Jews might recognize him as the Messiah. On the other hand, others link the Antichrist to a revived Roman Empire, often seen as modern-day Europe. However, when we analyze these ideas, it's essential to acknowledge that Donald Trump doesn't align with these criteria. He lacks European origins, and considering the United States as part of Europe within the biblical prophecy context is a stretch. Additionally, Trump isn't ethnically or religiously Jewish. He openly professes faith in Jesus Christ. This declaration of faith sets Trump apart from the biblical portrayal of the Antichrist, who is anticipated to oppose and deceive believers. While individuals can claim religious affiliations, it seems improbable that the Antichrist, associated with deception and opposition to Christianity, would openly identify as a follower of Jesus Christ. Further, Trump being the Antichrist may arise due to certain other shared characteristics too, making it crucial to note the distinctions and uncertainties. He is widely acknowledged for his charisma, intelligence, and determination, evident in his ability to captivate large audiences during rallies and speeches. The traits associated with the Antichrist in biblical prophecies align with the qualities possessed by Trump. Charisma, intelligence, and unwavering determination are considered vital for deceiving the world. As indicated in passages like 2, the Antichrist's anticipated role as a leader in a one-world governmental system further emphasizes the significance of these attributes. A key element in identifying the Antichrist is his relationship with Israel. According to biblical teachings, the Antichrist will establish a 7-year peace covenant with Israel, breaking it after 3.5 years, Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, and initiating a second Holocaust. Intriguingly, Trump has openly expressed strong support for Israel throughout his political career. He is committed to defending Israel in case of an attack, and has referred to brokering peace between Israel and the Palestinians as the ultimate deal. Beyond assessments of Trump's record, a troubling phenomenon has emerged among conservative evangelicals: the rise of Christian nationalism. In this ideology, Trump is seen as an irreplaceable figure, crucial to God's plan for redeeming the world from sin. This sentiment was vividly expressed in events like the Real Awaken America tour, organized by figures like Michael Flynn and Kay Clark following the January 6th insurrection. Real Awaken America tour. The Real Awaken America tour, launched in response to the January 6th insurrection, has become a rallying point for tens of thousands of people across multiple cities. It serves as both a traveling roadshow and a recruitment tool for the growing Christian nationalist movement. Rooted in conspiracy theories and a genuine belief in Trump's divine mission, this movement intertwines God, patriotism, and politics. Christian nationalism has gained traction within the Republican Party, drawing support from those who espouse far-right conspiracy theories and view Trump's adversaries as enemies of God. The movement's influence continues to expand, fueled by a narrative of a country under siege and a fervent loyalty to Trump as its champion against perceived threats to American values. An extremist religious organization closely aligned with Donald Trump loyalists is now orchestrating campaigns to rally fervent support for Trump's 2024 comeback bid. This group, known for its militant stance, is planning events in swing states like Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, aiming to galvanize evangelical backing for the former U.S. president. Pastors for Trump may just be the visible tip of a larger Christian nationalist movement that equates the 45th president with Jesus and merges Christianity with the MAGA, Make America Great Again cause. While this fusion of cultural conservatism with religious fervor predates and extends beyond Trump, he has epitomized it. Trump's ability to stoke open animosity and resentment has resonated deeply with his devout followers. For many devout Christians, loyalty to Trump has transcended mere political affiliation, evolving into a blind allegiance akin to religious devotion. Trump's rhetoric, marked by hatred, resentment, and vilification, has been embraced by some followers as expressions of their Christian identity. This troubling trend underscores the dominance of political ideology over religious principles among certain segments of the Christian community. Trump's legacy in the realm of Christian nationalism is indelible. He holds a revered place in the hearts of militant conservatives, regardless of whether they attend church services or consume conservative media at home. Trump's disruptive influence has blurred the lines between civic and religious norms, emboldening some followers to resort to violence in defense of their perceived values. In the growing number of non-denominational faith communities where spiritual warfare against demonic forces takes precedence over traditional narratives of sin and redemption, the risk of equating Jesus with Trump is heightened. If Trump secures another term in the White House with the support of conservative Christians, it will necessitate a critical examination of what professed believers in Jesus truly stand for. A warning about Trump. In 2024, as Donald Trump emerges as the frontrunner for the Republican presidential nomination in this election year, Americans must reflect on the implications of a potential second Trump term for the nation and the world. Given Trump's track record and character flaws, they bear a weighty responsibility in this election. Throughout his career as a real estate developer, television personality, and president, Trump has consistently displayed traits that render him unsuitable for high office. He has wielded power recklessly, prioritized his ego over the country's interests, and demonstrated a disdain for the rule of law and democratic norms. In his bid to regain power, Trump continues to exhibit his worst impulses, fanning the flames of violence, exploiting fear and hatred for political gain, and undermining democratic institutions. He poses a direct challenge to the fundamental principles of liberty and the rule of law upon which the United States was founded. The upcoming election presents a stark choice between preserving America's democratic values and electing a leader who disregards the law and constitutional safeguards. Trump's candidacy represents a departure from the traditional political dichotomy, forcing voters to decide the nation's future course. In 2016, Various segments of the electorate were willing to overlook Trump's bombastic rhetoric, hoping he would fulfill their desires with minimal harm to the nation. However, today, there is no ambiguity about his intentions, the people he will surround himself with, or the goals he will pursue if re-elected. The consequences of another Trump term are clear, particularly for America's allies and the world at large. During his 4 years in office, Trump's presidency inflicted lasting harm on the institution of the presidency and the nation as a whole. He exacerbated existing divisions within American society, leaving the country deeply polarized. His degradation of public discourse normalized lies, insults, and personal attacks at the highest levels of government. Moreover, his disregard for the rule of law raised concerns about the stability of American democracy, while his lack of moral leadership undermined national ideals. Surviving Trump's presidency despite the challenges posed by Trump's presidency, the nation endured for several reasons. The absence of a coherent agenda from Trump, the disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the efforts of some administration appointees to mitigate his most extreme actions contributed to the country's resilience. Moreover, the strength of individuals and institutions within his administration and the Republican Party played a crucial role in upholding democratic norms and resisting attempts to subvert the peaceful transfer of power. In the aftermath of Trump's presidency, it is enlightening to consider the perspectives of individuals who served in his administration. Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, characterized him as deeply flawed, reflecting the sentiments of many officials who witnessed his leadership firsthand. These assessments underscore the importance of vigilance and accountability in safeguarding democratic principles and institutions against future threats. Even individuals who served in high-ranking positions within the Trump administration, such as Attorney General Bill Barr and former Defense Secretary Mark Esper, have criticized Trump's actions. They highlighted how Trump consistently prioritized his own interests over those of the country, demonstrating a disregard for the sacrifices made by American soldiers. Vice President Mike Pence, known for his loyalty to Trump, also had a moment of clarity. He recognized the danger Trump posed to democracy, particularly on January 6, 2021, when he pressured him to choose between loyalty to him and the Constitution. Pence's refusal to overturn the election results angered Trump and his supporters, leading to the infamous Capitol insurrection. Should Trump be re-elected, he has shown no inclination toward moderation. Instead, he surrounds himself with individuals who share his desire to solidify the MAGA, Make America Great Again, doctrine. Reports indicate that Trump and his ideological allies have been actively planning for a second term under Project 2025. This initiative involves a coalition of right-wing organizations preparing to dismantle key structures of the American government and weaken democratic institutions. They seek to consolidate power and undermine the checks and balances that limit Trump's authority. While Trump's alignment with certain aspects of biblical prophecy raises discussions, it's important to approach these interpretations with caution. The specifics of how geopolitical events, peace negotiations, and global leadership align with biblical prophecy remain matters of interpretation and speculation. So what do you think of Donald Trump's message to the Christians? Is he the Antichrist? Comment below and subscribe for more.